Hello everyone, the 316 Lego Maniac 316 here, back with another Power Rangers Lightning Collection review on Monday. This time, I got Beast Morphers Blue here. He was from Wave 3, retailed for $19.99. I got this as a Christmas present. Accessories-wise, he's a figure that comes with two effect pieces. He's got one for his saber here, which is the same exact mold from Red. I don't have Red, but there you go. It's nice and green, and mine has a bit of a defect to it. If I can get this to focus, there we go. It's right underneath this giant line here. Big, just crappy looking defect. It's not terrible. It could be better. And you also get an effect piece for his fist here, at least his left fist. It's kind of hard to get on there, but you can see that there's an... Again, focusing is being a bit annoying. Anyway, come on. You got this. It's not that hard to focus. Alright, there you go. You can see there's a giant hole in there where the fist would fit. And you could probably fit this one in here, but I wouldn't recommend it. It might warp the plastic. But, I mean, you can get it in there. Speaking of fist, he got one for his left and his right hand. Of course, it focuses on that. And he's also got two trigger finger holding hands. Although this one might not be a trigger finger holding hand now that I'm taking a look at it. I can't tell if that's a mismold or if that's just... Yeah, this should be a trigger finger holding hand. Maybe it got molded together because mine looks a little malformed now that I'm taking a second peek at it. It might just be a regular holding hand, but... oh well. But anyway, he does have a trigger finger holding hand on his right hand. Last couple accessories here. He, of course, gets his sword. These swords are a bit weird. You know it's facing forward if the little lip at the end of the blade here, or rather the handle, is forward. So you want that forward. And actually this is painted pretty nicely. A lot of weapons get like one thing of paint and it's done, you know. Last thing, he comes with Ravi's head, which is a pretty good likeness to the actor, I think. Pretty close. Of course, with the more recent actors, they can just do a head scan of them and just mold it then. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure here while I readjust him. This figure's pretty easy to get, actually pretty cheap too. He was 3 to a case in Wave 3, so... details-wise, I really like the reflective paint they used. This is a nice, like, just silver. You know, it's just a nice silver. It's not like complete metal, of course. It's painted on plastic. Like, here's my nail clippers. You can see that's nice and shiny. It's actually comparable to that. Again, this isn't like super shiny or anything, but it's a nice silver. On the render, I want to point out, they have silver underneath the armpit. It's only there a little bit, but that's because if they put it under there, it would get in the way of posability and it would start to chip. So I'm okay with that they didn't include that. However, the shoulder piece does look a bit weird. It's partially circular on the inside here. It might not be picking up easily on camera, but the shoulder piece, like I said, the innard is very circular, but the outer portion looks like it's made of leather, because these suits were made out of a leather material. Morpher-wise, I think they did a good job painting that. I wish they would paint Morphers more often when the figure includes one on them. But yeah, that looks great. I think they did a good job with that. There's like 6 bits of paint on there. Speaking of paint, I don't think there's anything missing on this figure other than under the armpit, but that's an acceptable paint that's missing. But like the entire zippered section here on the front is there. You know, the GB underneath the arm here. Obviously the pin isn't painted, but again, that's something that's acceptable. And the helmet's completely painted. Like, that's really nice. It's even got the 2 black ears on the side that they didn't have to paint. And is the paint perfect? No. Like, there's a couple places where it looks a bit strange, but it doesn't bug me. Overall, I do like the shaping and the molding of this figure. For its time, it was basically just a remolded red with a few new things. Let me take the head off and put on the civilian head so you can get a... Sometimes these can be really annoying to put on. Other times it's like, oh, it's not a problem. This one's the one that's kind of annoying. His head really doesn't want to go down there. Oh, ah. Alright, well, I tried. I'm just going to fake it if I can. Yeah, his head doesn't want to get on there, but this is as good as I'm going to get it. And yeah, again, it's a pretty good actor likeness. Actually, it's on there enough. And I think he is about this height, so like scaling-wise, it works pretty good. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the ruler out and see how tall he is. There we go. So he comes in just shy, or actually, no, it's 6 inches. Like, dead on 6 inches. Same thing with the helmet. Let me take this. Actually, I got it on there. Now it won't want to come off. There we go. Getting the helmets on is pretty easy because they got a lot of room. But like the civilian heads, sometimes they're really close to the back and really high up. So it can be very difficult to push the ball socket into. But again, still 6 inches, like just 6 inches. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons here. A figure I reviewed quite a while ago. Beast Morphers Gold. And Beast Morphers Gold's actually kind of like a lot larger of a mold. Like he's kind of small, I mean from like a body perspective. Like he's just a bit thicker like in the joints. Although I think some of them, like the arm joints here, are reused. Just painted the opposite direction. And then a figure that I have yet to review, but will be up soon, or rather a week from now, or whenever I decide to upload it, is Cybervillain Blaze. I don't have Beast Morphers Red, so I can't do a comparison of all 4 of them. And to help with scaling, let's go ahead and bring in another figure here. Lost Galaxy Blue. Just so you can see, Lost Galaxy Blue is just a touch taller, like 6.1 inches. Still one of my favorite figures. Lost Galaxy Blue is. But yeah, I think that concludes looking at the figure. Let's take a look at the box. Last couple of times I've neglected to look at the box, so I had to put it in the thumbnail. But yeah, I did a pretty good job with lining it up to the pose on the back of the box here. You get the lightning side. Here's your front. And then here's your side that has Beast Morphers up top, which, interestingly, again, doesn't have Power Rangers above it. But it has it on the front of the box. And there's the bottom, all the legalese nonsense. But yeah, overall, if you like Beast Morphers, I think you'll like this figure. They did a really good job with all the paint. I like that it comes with 2 effect pieces rather than just 1. The head sculpt, or civilian sculpt, looks great. It's almost a dead-on likeness to the actual actor. And honestly, I don't think there's any missing paint here. I think it's all pretty good. I mean, if you wanted to add paint yourself, you could, but I don't know where you would add it. Posability-wise, it's a standard, typical Lightning Collection figure. The only difference is they have this rubber piece here that kind of just loosely moves around and might look a bit awkward depending on the angle you have the figure. Like if you want to bring the arm forward, that looks kind of strange. But if you can get past that, or if you want to even glue this down at the back, you could do that. But I do recommend this figure. He is pretty cheap to pick up, like $10, $15. He was $3 per case in wave 3, so you're not going to have a problem trying to get him. But yeah, I recommend it. If you guys liked the video, be sure to leave a like, comment if you want, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're notified when more of these videos are uploaded. I usually do Lightning Collection on Mondays. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Peace.